Justice, get him. Get Daddy. Thanks.
We're just here at Target right now, just killing some time. Come on, Justice. And where are we headed to next? Elijah has a scrimmage, yes. We'll see you there. Okay, so before we jump into Numbers 26 and 27, I have to apologize. I know that if ever I make an error in the video, I'll correct it in some way with a name, or no, I meant to say chapter instead of verse. So in yesterday's vlog, I kept talking about how Eliezer was the one that was chasing that guy down with a spear, and he speared the guy and the woman, and it was because of Eliezer that God took away the plague from his people. I was wrong. It's not Eliezer, it's the son of Eliezer, who is Phinehas. So Phinehas was the one who took the spear and killed the man and the woman, the one through whom he expressed the jealousy of the Lord. So I apologize about that, but it was not Eliezer, it was Phinehas, through which the Lord took away the plague and is continuing his covenant for his high priests. All right, we are day 63, and we're looking at Numbers 26 and 27. Chapter 26 is a new census that they take with the new generation, and this will be the generation that is going to go into the Promised Land and inherit the Promised Land. But they only record all of men in the tribes and the men that are 20 years and older. Basically any man that can go to war. So the final number between all of the tribes is 601,730 men. That's a lot of guys. As they're taking the census, they are also talking in this chapter of how they're going to divide the land when they begin to conquer it. And that actually transitions well into chapter 27, because chapter 27, at least the first part of it, is where there are these daughters of this guy. The daughters of Zelophehad are coming before Moses and saying that because their dad is dead and they have no brothers, that they don't have any right to any land when they go into the land of Canaan. Then Moses brings this request to God, and God basically says, all right, if all of these different men in their family are killed off, you just go down to the nearest kinsman, and that will be the person that they will be able to have land through. Then the chapter ends with the succession plan of Joshua, who's going to take over for Moses when they get ready to conquer the land of Canaan. This, along with Deuteronomy 32 verses 51 and 52, which we had mentioned a couple days ago, is it talks about here the reason why Moses was not allowed by God to enter the Promised Land. It was because of his disobedience when he struck the rock twice instead of speaking to the rock like how the Lord had commanded him. I find it interesting in chapter 27 as God is commissioning Joshua to be the new leader of his people Israel, that he says specifically in this section that he will not leave the people shepherdless. It says that the congregation of the Lord may not be as sheep that have no shepherd. With Moses not being able to enter the promised land, God was still going to provide a leader, a shepherd for them. And the cool thing about Joshua was it was really the spirit that he had within him, the spirit of the Lord that was upon him as to why he got chosen as this one. And I think there is a few instances, well really two in particular, that stick out about Joshua. The first was his loyalty to Moses in the midst of the Exodus. Like, the people always were fighting against Moses, complaining against Moses, but Joshua was there to assist and support Moses. Joshua would go up with Moses, even before the tabernacle was built, to meet with the Lord at the tent of meeting. And then the second story is the fact that Joshua, like Caleb, when the spies went into the land, that they encouraged the people and encouraged Moses, like, we can take these guys. This is the land that God has given to us, and we can overcome it. I think overall you just see his integrity and his desire and his passion to follow the Lord, and that being the real core as to why the Lord chooses him. It's just a reminder that God, he often doesn't choose the strongest, the wisest, the richest, the most qualified, that he chooses and uses people who just simply have a willing heart and want to and are faithfully obeying the Lord. And, as we're seeking for the Lord to use us in our lives today, that we value the things that God values in terms of those criteria of being used by the Lord, instead of trying to live according to the worldly standards of what it looks like to be successful and to be used by God. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of soccer. It's always fun being at Target. We'll see you guys tomorrow.